All right, y'all. Let's take a look at this here video I found on the internet. It seems pretty interesting. It's about different types of bullets. Um, I'm into firearm just a little bit. I don't own any personally, but I think they're very interesting. So let's take a look at this. Every type of bullet explained in 12 minutes.
Full metal jacket, the standard. A lead core completely wrapped in a harder metal shell, usually copper or brass. The jacket prevents the lead from deforming on impact, allowing the bullet to punch through targets cleanly. FMJ rounds are the most widely used bullets in the world. They're cheap to produce,
Aren't these like long, like huge?
reliable, and feed smoothly in semi-automatic
Maybe not.
and automatic weapons. That's why they're the default choice for military forces and target shooting. Here's
I wonder. Uh, I be seeing. I watch like firearm videos and people that like shoot guns all the time. They'll be like talking about guns in like such a way that like the ammunition that you use matters. Like I get there's different sizes, but like I don't get the like, oh, some ammo is like not accurate. Some ammo um jams, it doesn't shoot well even though it fits. I wonder how does that work, or like why is it that way?
something most people don't
Certain
realize.
ammunition doesn't like work.
FMJ rounds are actually required by international law in warfare. The Hague Convention of 1890 banned bullets designed to expand or flatten inside the body. So military
And why do they make rules for like war? I kind of get it, but I don't get it at the same time because like we're like people dying regardless. Like people are going to die. So why do we have like regulations on like what kind of bullets that we use? People
use
still gonna die.
FMJ not because it's more effective, but because it's legal. The trade-off is over penetration. FM
And what happens if somebody like uses those? Is the war automatically lost by whoever's using like a bullet that does expand?
J rounds often
I got a lot
pass
of
straight through
questions.
soft targets, which means less energy transfer and potential collateral damage. For self-defense, this makes them a poor choice. They hit hard, but they don't stop. Accuracy is consistent, recoil
Right.
is predictable, and they work in almost every firearm, the workhorse of ammunition. Hollow point. Designed to
All right.
expand, the tip of the bullet has
Hollow
a hollowed
point.
out cavity that causes it to mushroom on impact,
So these would be illegal for war. I feel like if something is illegal for war, it shouldn't be used for like civilian use. Are these legal to
creating a
use
larger
civilian use?
wound channel. This expansion transfers more energy into the target and reduces the chance of overpenetration. That's why hollow points are the preferred choice for self-defense and law enforcement. They stop threats faster
Wow.
and minimize risk to bystanders. The expansion can double or even triple the bullet's diameter, depending on the design. But here's the catch. Hollow points are banned in warfare under the same Hague Convention that mandates FMJ.
But why? That doesn't make sense.
Expanding bullets
That
are
doesn't
considered
make sense to
inhumane
me.
for military use, yet they're legal and recommended for civilian self-defense.
Humane. And now people are worried about what's humane. Now we're caring about people's safety and how humane an execution is during legitimate warfare. You could have a bomb dropped on you. You have the possibility of nuclear, you know, threat. And we draw the line of hollow points though. We don't want to use those. That doesn't make sense. I think that's so stupid.
That contradiction surprises a lot of people. Hollow points are also more expensive than FMJ and can be less reliable in some firearms. The exposed cavity can catch on feed ramps, causing jams. Modern designs like Hornady Critical Defense and Federal HST have solved most of these issues. But quality matters. In soft tissue, they're devastating. Against barriers
Yeah.
like glass or drywall, performance varies. Soft point, a middle ground between FMJ and hollow
Soft
point.
point.
The lead core is partially exposed at the tip while the base remains jacketed. On impact, the exposed lead deforms, causing controlled expansion. Not as aggressive as hollow point, but more than FMJ.
Good middle
Soft points
ground.
were
Are
designed
these legal in warfare?
primarily for hunting. They expand enough to deliver lethal energy transfer on game animals, while still penetrating deep enough to reach vital organs. This
Yeah.
balance makes them effective against medium to large game like deer, elk, and boar. Unlike hollow points, soft points handle barriers better. The partial jacket gives them more structural integrity, so they
Yeah,
don't break apart as easily when hitting bone or dense tissue.
that
For
makes sense.
hunters, this means more reliable kills at various angles. They're rarely used for self-defense because hollow points do that job better. And they're not military legal because of the expansion. Soft
That is so freaking dumb, bro.
points sit in their own
So
lane,
stupid.
hunting ammunition. Reliable, proven, and effective for what they're designed to do. Armor piercing, built to defeat hard
Armor
targets.
piercing
These
round.
bullets feature a penetrator core made from hardened steel, tungsten carbide, or other dense materials, surrounded by a conventional jacket. When the bullet strikes armor, the outer jacket peels away while the hardened core continues forward.
And that's so crazy, bro. What's the point in bulletproof armor? You have. Yeah, I think that's so stupid. Like, you got bulletproof armor, but like, they make bullets that negate the need for bulletproof armor. I guess you would just be hoping that they're not shooting you with bullets that can penetrate armor at this point. It is like my assumption.
Punching through
Are these illegal
the barrier.
during warfare?
AP rounds are used by military
That's
forces
gonna be the question for this vid. Is this illegal?
to engage enemies behind cover, disable vehicles, and penetrate body armor. They're also used against equipment, barriers, and fortified positions. Here's what most people get wrong. Armor-piercing bullets are not magic. They penetrate better, but they transfer less energy to soft tissue. The hardened core doesn't deform like lead, so against unarmored targets, AP rounds often perform worse than standard FMJ. Another misconception is that any bullet with a colored tip is armor-piercing. That's false. Tip color varies by manufacturer and type. Green tips on 5.56 NATO indicate M855, which has a steel penetrator, but it's technically not classified as armor-piercing under U.S. law. True AP
So what is it for then?
ammunition is heavily regulated and restricted for civilian purchase. In most countries, modern body armor continues to evolve, making older AP designs less effective than people assume. Tracer. Bullets that glow in flight. A tracer
that's
round
cool.
has a small
I like
pyrotechnic
seeing
charge
these.
built into the base that ignites when
They're
fired.
like they're like
This
whistling arrows for like bows or like the light up knocks and stuff. But they're so cool.
creates a visible streak of light, allowing the shooter to see the bullet's trajectory in real time. They're primarily used by military forces for target marking, fire direction, and signaling. In automatic weapons, tracer rounds are often loaded every 5th round. This helps machine gunners adjust aim without relying on sights. When you see streams of light in combat footage, those are traits.
And I'd wonder for like this kind of like thing that they have set up in like the military or whatever, do they have people that like specifically load up the guns so that they know when to put these kinds of bullets in? Because this seems like a monotonous task that if I'm like in action, I don't want to be worried about this.
Tracers. The colors vary. Red and orange are most common, but green, white, and yellow exist for different applications. Some militaries use specific colors to distinguish friendly fire from enemy fire. Here's the downside. Tracers work both ways. If you can see where your bullets are going, so can the enemy. They reveal your position instantly. Tracers also have different ballistic properties than standard rounds. The burning compound changes the bullet's weight during flight, affecting point of impact at longer ranges. They're also a serious fire hazard. Tracer rounds have started wildfires and are banned at many shooting ranges. Incendiary.
That makes sense.
Designed to ignite, these bullets contain a flammable compound, usually a
Used to be shooting folk in GTA with these.
metal mixture
Cook
like
'em up,
zirconium
man.
or
Trying to
magnesium
tell you.
that combusts on impact. The goal isn't just to hit the target, but to set it on fire. Incendiary
Cook it.
rounds were developed primarily for military aviation. During World War I and II,
Really?
they were used to ignite enemy aircraft fuel tanks. A single incendiary round hitting a fuel line could bring down a plane.
But keep in mind, you can't use a hollow point bullet during warfare. That's illegal. This is legal though. You can set the freaking plane on fire.
They're also used against hydrogen-filled airships like
They
Zeppelins.
have stupid
Modern
laws in
incendiary
America.
ammunition is rare outside military use. They're effective against fuel storage, ammunition dumps, and equipment, but impractical for standard combat. The
Ouch.
incendiary effect requires the right conditions to work. Against human targets, incendiary rounds don't perform much better than standard ammunition. The small amount of flammable material doesn't create Hollywood-style fireballs. It might
Right.
cauterize the wound more than a standard bullet, but the tactical advantage is minimal. Combined designs exist. Armor-piercing incendiary rounds, called API,
That's
merge
crazy.
both functions. They penetrate light armor, then ignite. These are used against vehicles and aircraft.
You get shot straight through the body armor and then you get caught on fire. That suck.
Frangible, built to break
Frangible.
apart. Unlike conventional
Ew,
bullets that
that would
hold
suck.
together on impact,
They get stuck in
frangible
little
rounds are
parts.
designed to disintegrate when
They
they
get
hit
stuck
hard
in your
surfaces.
stomach
They're made from compressed
or
metal
your
powder,
chest.
usually copper or tungite, held together by binding agents. When a frangible bullet strikes steel or concrete, it turns into dust instead of ricocheting. This makes them ideal for close quarters training environments where ricochets are a serious danger. Shooting steel targets at close range becomes much safer. They're also used in aircraft and nuclear facilities where a ricochet or overpenetration could be catastrophic. Air marshals often carry frangible ammunition for exactly this reason. In soft tissue, frangible rounds behave differently. Some designs fragment completely, creating multiple wound channels. Others hold together better and perform similarly to hollow points. Consistency is the issue.
So I'm wondering, are these illegal?
Because frangibles depend on the
I
target
bet you they
material,
are.
their terminal performance can be unpredictable. Against barriers like glass or drywall, they often break apart before reaching the intended target. For specialized applications, they're excellent. For general self-defense, most experts still recommend hollow points. Subsonic, slower than sound. Standard bullets travel faster than the speed of sound, around 1,125 feet per second at sea level. This
That's quick.
creates a sonic
At
crack.
sea level. So what is like below sea level? Is that like if you're shooting it underwater?
A small shockwave that's audible even with a suppressor. Subsonic ammunition is loaded with less powder and often uses heavier projectiles to stay below that threshold. The result is significantly quieter shooting when paired with a suppressor. Without the supersonic crack, the only sound is the action cycling and gases escaping. This makes subsonic rounds popular for tactical applications, hunting in noise-sensitive areas, and recreational shooting. Here's the trade-off. Slower bullets mean less energy on impact. Subsonic
Yeah.
rounds hit softer and drop faster at range. They're generally effective only at close to medium distances. Caliber matters too. The 45 ACP is naturally subsonic in most loads, which is one reason it's favored for suppressed pistols. The 9mm and 300 Blackout have dedicated subsonic variants.
Bro, I don't know what's up with me not being able to read words. I thought this brand Sig, I thought it was Sig Sawyer or something. Bro, it's called Sig Sauer. This doesn't say sour. There's no way. I heard somebody pronounce this junk. I was like, this junk is Sig Sauer. I was saying Sawyer. I'm gonna keep saying Sawyer. Because this junk clearly does not say sour. Sour. Sig Sauer. It's a stupid name.
For rifles like the 5.56 NATO, subsonic loads exist but perform poorly. The round was designed for velocity, and slowing it down defeats the purpose. Hollow point boat tail. Precision
Hollow
at distance.
point.
This design combines
Illegal?
two concepts, the hollow point cavity for expansion and a tapered boat tail base for improved aerodynamics. The boat tail reduces drag as the bullet travels, helping it maintain velocity and resist wind drift. Long-range
sense.
shooters and hunters favor HPBT ammunition because it offers both accuracy and terminal performance. At
This picture doesn't have a bow tail. Or is this like the stock image they're using? Yeah, looks like that was just the image they were using.
extended ranges, the boat tail design keeps the bullet stable and
Or it's the little piece in here that they're talking about.
predictable.
This is just the
On
shell.
impact, the hollow point expands, delivering energy efficiently. Match-grade ammunition almost always uses boat tail designs. Competitive shooters rely on the consistency The same bullet flies the same way, shot after shot. For hunting, HPBT rounds are used against medium to large game, where both reach and stopping power matter. Not all hollow point boat tails are designed to expand aggressively. Some match bullets prioritize accuracy over expansion, with the cavity acting more to shift the center of gravity than to initiate mushrooming. Always check the manufacturer's intent before using HPPT for hunting or defense. Rubber bullets.
Correct.
Less lethal, not non-lethal. These are projectiles made from rubber,
Not non-lethal, just less lethal.
plastic, or foam designed to
That's not assuring.
incapacitate without penetrating. They're used for riot control, crowd dispersal, and situations where lethal force isn't justified. Unlike standard bullets, rubber rounds deliver blunt force trauma instead of penetration. They hurt. A lot. That's the point. The pain is meant to encourage compliance or retreat. But here's the reality. Rubber bullets can and do kill. At close range, they can fracture skulls, rupture organs, and cause fatal internal bleeding. The eyes are
that makes
especially
sense.
vulnerable. Permanent blindness from rubber bullet impacts is well documented. Distance matters enormously. Rubber bullets are
Well
designed to be fired at the
A lot of people are blind because of these.
ground
Wow.
to skip toward targets or aimed at lower body mass from safe distances.
But these are more legal than hollow points are during the use of hollow points in warfare. I think that's so stupid. Somebody needs to break that down for me. God damn, that's the dumbest thing ever. I don't think anything should be like off the table when it comes to war because you're quite literally at war. But who the freak am I? I'm not a president or a political leader in the realm of war. Yeah. That's what me in this video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.